this image. Aaron Rodgers confirmed that it was indeed him riding in the back of a pickup truck holding up a case of beer in a viral video from last week. Rodgers tweeted saying, "Yeah, it was me, and it was David Bakhtiari's truck and soggy beer cases." So, Shannon, what's going on here?
After the season, guys find different ways to unwind. Win, lose, or draw, I was headed back to Atlanta. I was going straight to Houston, get that spinach dip, used to have a Biltmore sandwich. Then they cut that out, and I started getting the ribs, chicken tenders. I was getting back home, just find a way to unwind. Some guys go on vacation. Some guys went to, well, Cancun or Jamaica, whatever they go.
Did you ride to Houston's in the back of a pickup truck?
No, hell no, I ain't got no pickup truck. I had rode enough in the back of a pickup truck when I was a kid. I ain't getting in the back of a pickup truck anymore.
This is up there with the weirdest videos I have ever seen. This is the runaway MVP in the back of David Bakhtiari's pickup truck in the freezing cold.
Yeah.
In the open air, riding through the streets of Green Bay, Wisconsin, holding up a case of beer. And I wondered, did he already down another case of beer?
He might have had a couple of them.
He might have had a couple. Did he drown his sorrows over stinking up the fourth quarter of the NFC Championship game?
He didn't play well.
He did not play well. What is he doing? Why wasn't he riding up in the cab with Bakhtiari?
Well, Skip, I had a couple, when I was in college, I had some homeboys rolling the back of a pickup truck to Mississippi, to Tennessee.
I know, but that's because it's full up in the cab. You don't have
No, they was in the back.
Huh?
They was in the back.
Everybody except you was in the back?
No. I didn't ride with him. Hell no. I was close by. But I'm just saying, Skip, let the man know how he wanted to.
Explain this. I need an explanation. I thought he was a tequila drinker.
I have the explanation, guys. They're social
Billie Holiday had a famous song that says, "Hush, now don't explain."
Okay.
Some things are offered without explanation. He in the back of a pickup truck. He got him a good old case. He might have had 2 cases.
He's having a great time.
You a hater.
It's safer outside.
Do you, Aaron?
It's always cold there.
Do you?
What a way to end the show. That is it.
David Cullen is saying all the right things. I took this job. It didn't matter who the quarterback was. It was an opportunity to be a head coach, Skip. He was taking the job regardless. From what my sources have relayed to me is that Deshaun is steadfast in what he wants. He believes the only reason they circled back and started interviewing minorities was because he had gotten upset, and so he doesn't trust them. And so with that being said, I still believe Deshaun Watson will be traded. Deshaun Watson no longer wants to be there. He doesn't trust the people above the head coach. And so for me, nothing changes. I understand they hired an African American. I understand he's very highly thought of, but in my mind, this changes nothing.
So I'm interpreting David Culley's opening statement differently than you are. And yet, I defer to you on all things Deshaun because you've been way ahead of the curve in reporting his feelings. And his bridge, you report, is burned to the ground. So why would David Culley say, the reason I'm in this position today is because I knew he's going to be a Houston Texan? I translate that to say, I'm counting on it. That's why I came here, is because they guaranteed me he's going to be a Houston Texan.
If David Culley was a gambling man, I'd be willing to bet him a couple of $100,000.
Okay. Well, think about his plight right now. He's 65 years of age. He has paid dues like few have ever paid dues in this league or college football, because he's been, I think I counted the other day, 14 stops in college and pro football. And
the military don't even move you that much.
And he finally got his dream job at age 65 to go to the Houston Texans. And I'm sure his first thought was, Deshaun, I got a shot.
Right.
No, Deshaun, I got no shot. Because he was obviously the only African-American coach hired in this cycle of the 7 open jobs.
Right.
To bring the grand total of African-American coaches, black head coaches in this league, to Mike Tomlin, Brian Flores, and David Culley. Period. End of story. And if Deshaun is truly out, then this African-American coach is not going to last that long in Houston, right?
It's just like Steve Wilkes. Steve Wilkes didn't have he got Josh Rosen, he got 1 year. And that's normally what happens, Skip. You see what he did with his page? He took down all things Houston Texans, referred all inquiries to David, to his agent.
And he called himself the athlete because the new GM, Caserio from New England, obviously had called him the player.
Yes.
Isn't that like a Parcells-like reference to
With T.O.
Terrell Owens? Yep.
Now, John McClain, Skip, reported for the Houston. He's been writing for the Houston Chronicle
forever.
for 35 years.
Yep.
He says it's going to take 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and 2 starters, young players.
Okay.
So
Good luck. And yet, it's possible Houston would sit back and say, we just gave you the sun and the moon because it's 4 years, $156 million extension.
right,
So he's under contract through 2025.
yeah, 5 years.
Yep. And it's possible they would play hardball, just as you told me that Deshaun is going to play hardball. Well, if he starts missing camp, that meter's going to start running on the fine.
Remember, Skip, James Harden. They're like, oh, we're going to say until we get what he wants.
I got
and
you.
then at some point in time,
Don't think Deshaun didn't watch that unfold.
at some point in time, it becomes better for you to just move on. You're hearing reports that J.J. Watt might want out.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
So for me, Skip, look, I don't know what was promised to him in actuality. You know, you hear this was promised, but for whatever reason.
To Culley, you mean?
No, to
To
Deshaun.
Deshaun. Okay, I thought you meant to David
But
Culley.
for whatever reason, for him to take the steps that he's taking, not returning their calls, have no interest in talking to them.
Yep.
He's removed everything Houston Texans from his page. You put him into a place where he said, Skip, and he's 25. How did it get so bad for a 25-year-old and the ownership and the team to get to this? Because we've never seen this before in the history of football. We've never seen this.
Yep.
A guy this talented to play that position says, I'm done, I'm out.
Nope, unheard of. It would also be unheard of if they actually moved him. It just doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't happen.
Okay? So, help me out here. Did the Texans attempt to seek the approval of Deshaun on David Culley? Because I told you the other day when the story broke, it was reported that David Culley helped coach him at the Pro Bowl last year and that he and Deshaun clicked.
Man, it's the Pro Bowl. You just try to get out there and just try to do your thing. You ain't been paying no attention to who can coach you.
But at least Deshaun would have some feel for his personality and how he interacts.
Man, Skip, at the Pro Bowl, everybody's on their best behavior. Everybody's just like trying to get point A to point B. Nobody wants to get hurt. Let me try to win this $35,000, or it might be $50,000 for the winners now, and get on up out of here. The way it was told to me is that Deshaun was assured that he would be kept in the loop, general manager and head coach.
And he was not with the GM.
He was not.
Okay, and then he's completely out after that.
Because he told me what you were going to do. And then he got the report that it was 2 minorities in the final running. The other guy was not
GM.
for GM. 2 minorities. Somehow they forego what the company they paid millions to come up with this list.
The search firm.
Firm. They forego that to go get someone else from the New England Patriots organization. At that point in time, it's like, okay, I can't trust you. You said one thing, you did something entirely different.
Okay, so I defer to you on this one. But do you think, just knowing what you know from a distance, in Deshaun's heart of hearts, will he feel any?
No.
Of guilt is too strong, but to leave David Culley behind, just leave him in a lurch.
No.
Would he feel any sort of emotion for David Culley? Like,
yeah, I hate to leave a brother stranded, but at this point in time, Skip, I'm stranded.
Alongside Michael Jordan and coached LeBron James, and he thinks the two basketball icons are more similar than some may think. Lou said, quote, "They're the same. They both wanted to win and would do anything it took to win. I thought they did a great job. Both of those guys did a great job of galvanizing the team and bringing everyone together, making everyone feel a part of it." So, Shannon, is he being completely honest or just saying the right thing here?
I believe he's being honest. I just think the thing is that unless somebody did it Michael Jordan's way, it's not the right way to do it. You know, LeBron James is a different type of a leader. Kobe and LeBron chose to be confrontational a lot of time with their teammates. That's not how LeBron is. LeBron is more apt to buy you beats. Let's go to dinner. Let's hang out.